Man, I just turned the TV on and I see that they started Scrubs over. These dudes really are derelict of any new ideas, like Real Talk said. I remember Scrubs. It was a good show for its time, but I really do believe that the situation comedy more so than other genres of television is antiquated. The idea that a bunch of people are going to sit down for a half an hour in front of their television when their eyes are usually glued to their phone feels dated. What it do, Lucius? What it do, Uncle Jonah? Sorrow. The idea that people gonna sit down for a half an hour to watch TV and not be distracted by their phone so they could laugh a little bit when people usually get their laughs off of TikTok, Instagram Reels, and things they see on YouTube. And I feel that the situation comedy, more so than other genres of television, is dated, and that's why they keep having to go back to shows that were successful, like Scrubs was successful, but to be doing that in 2026, it just shows y'all out of ideas. And I really do think that the reason for it is because it's beyond you. you know some things are a little bigger than what you can remedy. What it do, Night Vale? What it do, Nigel? Michael? So, I enjoyed the show yesterday. The Zuffa show. What's on everybody's mind is Jayo Pataya being stripped, and this has really become a Dana White versus Eddie Hearn rivalry, which I think is good. It is always good when people feel passionate about something that is happening in the sport, whether it's two fighters, two promotions, two networks. I think it's all good personally. That there are people that really don't like Dana, they don't like Turkey, whatever. And they don't, or there are people that like Dana and they do like Turkey, whatever. As long as people are feeling something, I look at that as a plus. I look at that as a good thing. But it's definitely turning into the Eddie Hearn army versus the Dana White and Zuffa army. And a lot of those guys are just UFC imports. Those are just guys that really like Dana because of UFC. But it doesn't matter. It's more eyes on the sport. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Um, Yesterday after the fights, I was on Twitter and I made a post that the IBF really bungled this thing because it's just very poor optics to remove a sanction. You already sanctioned the fight. To then pull the sanction over what are optics, I don't really think that's justifiable in court if you have to tell that story to a jury, or you have to tell that story to a judge. I don't really think it will justify the course of action that you took when all the necessary provisions were observed. The sanctioning fee was sent ahead of time. Accommodations were made for the IBF's ambassador. He was given per diem, which he accepted. And all systems were a go for you to pull the sanction, reportedly, because of what Dan Raphael said, because Daryl Peoples didn't like the placement of the belt. It's like, yeah, I don't know how much a court or a judge is gonna look at that and say, yeah, you right, yo. What it do, my God, drunk? Jules, with your pound for pound criteria, you have Lara at number 10. Could Thurman replace him if he wins? Beat more belt holders than Lara and was unified, something Lara didn't do. Yeah, the short answer is yes. If Keith Thurman were to pull a major upset, and I mean it would be major, if he were to beat Sebastian Fundora or knock him out, he could very well replace Lara on the pound for pound list. On mine, he actually could. I think they are, bro. I think they are. I just don't see how that could be defensible to anyone. Anybody going to look at that, whether they know this sport or they don't know this sport, they're going to look at that and say, yo, you just being petty. You being petty. You didn't strip him because of what you said, because if it was about stripping someone for having a belt that you don't recognize, you would have stripped Anthony Joshua. You would have stripped Gennady Golovkin, Cecilia Brækhus, Katie Taylor. They held the IBO title. You don't recognize that belt, but you never gave any of them an ultimatum. because they were holding a belt you didn't recognize. So that's not the reason that you strip Jai. You strip Jai because you have a bias against this promoter. And I don't believe that's defensible in a court of law. I don't. What? Because well, Dana said he not gonna work with the sanctioning bodies. He paid you, didn't he? He paid you the sanctioning fee. That the only defense that I see people coming up with is Dana White said, Brody, if he paid them and they took his per diem and they accepted the accommodation, the suite that they booked for the ambassador, clearly he's recognizing you guys and clearly he's working with you guys. So that's not really a defense. Who do you see? You know who I could see him fighting? If Ryan Rozicki cannot get Noel Mikhalian in the ring, I could see those two guys fighting. Ryan Rozicki was in action this weekend, the Canadian kid with all the tattoos. He looks like Conan O'Brien on steroids. I could see Ryan getting a shot at the Zuffa belt big if he can't get Noel Mikhalian in the ring. Antonio Mosley will be happy to hear, Ray. Tim Townsend, what it do? We won't know the answer until the IBF go to court. If Zuffa take them, I'm not sure I take Dana's word for anything. That's fair enough. Fair enough. All I can say is anybody who's old enough, who is of age, will know that the IBF has a sketchy history. They can't really afford another legal battle with their reputation. I think that some people are too young to remember what their reputation is, but they don't actually need this scrutiny or this problem. They don't need those problems, bro. I heard that too, real talk, but I don't know. I heard that too, but I don't know, you know? It would not surprise me if they doubled back on that because you got to look at the problem and say, yo, we really want to have to pay lawyers and shit over this shit? We really want to do this shit? Wouldn't it be cheaper to just let him keep the fucking belt? Wouldn't it be less headaches to just let him keep the fucking belt? So we'll see. But really, because Jai said some funny shit last night at the press conference. He's like, yeah, I just got told 5 minutes ago that I'm not stripped. So I don't know what the fuck going on right now. But I'm going to say, it would not surprise me if they didn't strip him. It would not surprise me. Nigel, what it do?
Good afternoon, Jules. This is perfect timing, man. I'm working from home today, and it's bang. It's nearly 3:45 in the afternoon. So appreciate you reinstated the
What's
afternoon
going on,
talk as
old man?
well.
Ain't shit. I mean, like, I saw Dana White talking shit yesterday. And once again, I'm not an enemy of Zuffa. I'm for as many networks and as many promoters coming into the sport as possible. I'm not against any of that. But the idea that you're somehow outperforming Eddie, like, I like the Zuffa shows. I think whoever the
Oh, was
match,
talking shit about that again?
bro, you guys shut the fuck up and stop cutting in. Um, I like the Zuffa shows. They're good shows. It's good matchmaking. The fights actually are entertaining. All the fights I saw yesterday were good, right? But the idea that you're outperforming Eddie by doing these itty bitty shows at the Apex, like, and ain't nobody going to tell him, like, bro, how Wood versus Warrington was bigger than all the Zuffa shows. It was bigger than all them shits, bro. And they sold it out. In what way are you outperforming Eddie? In what way? How? And nobody gonna say it. Ain't nobody and nobody's gonna challenge him that way. But I do think that, yeah, we, the content creators, we're the ones that gotta say, listen, bro, you could like Zuffa, you could not like Zuffa, you could like Dana, whatever, but you're not outperforming anybody. You are outperforming, let's say, PBC. You're definitely outperforming them. Yeah. You're outperforming Top Rank because they only did one show. You did 4. Um, Golden Boy, yeah, I mean, you are. They're on unstable ground. But Matchroom and Queensbury, no, you're not outperforming them by doing what? Their shows are bigger than yours. Well, how much money are you actually generating doing these itty bitty shows at the Apex? I like, seriously. You're not generating what Wood and Warrington just generated. You're not. You're not generating with those shows what Moses Italma is going to generate with Jermaine Franklin at the end of the month. You're not. It's a money game, right? It's a numbers game, right? Well, you're not outperforming them, but Drew, bro, because Mark Shapiro, yeah. I'm just saying, you're not really generating more money than them, fellas.
I
Now,
mean,
real
the
talk.
only thing that what?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Nah, you're gonna talk shit. What the fuck are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say that Real Talk was here. He saw the show yesterday. I was wondering if Nigel saw the show because it was late for Nigel. It was
It was good.
fucking 3, 4 in the morning for Nigel. Did you see the fight?
I saw most of the pre-card and a few of the first two, maybe three fights of the main. I haven't seen the main event just yet. I'm in the process of watching that after work. So, because by the time I got to where I finished it, like 11:45, and I had to go to sleep, man. I got work in the morning. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
I dig it. I dig it. Real Talk. What'd you
yeah.
think about Jai yesterday? What did you think? What you take away from that performance?
He definitely labored. I think. Excuse me. No, I think. What was the guy's name? Glanton. I think he held the gates pretty well. You know what I'm
Brandon.
saying? It wasn't a fucking stellar performance or anything, but I don't see I don't see anybody at the cruiserweight fucking with Jai.
Me neither. Like I saw some of the stuff, and I'm gonna talk about it in the next episode of the relay. But I saw some of the reactions, and I'm like, usually it's the Benavidez fans. They're the ones that are piping up because Zerto doesn't really have fans like that. He doesn't have a following like that to have people popping shit. But David's fans are popping shit, and I'm like, I don't know how y'all popping shit. This man could not stop Caleb Plant. He couldn't stop Caleb
Yeah.
Plant. He couldn't stop David Morrell. He couldn't stop Vosdick. Radavalle stopped Vosdick. Radavalle. David couldn't stop Vosdick. So I don't see. And you could say, look, he beat the fuck out of Yard. Yeah, but who didn't? Kovalev beat the shit out of Yard. Better beat
It's
the
like
shit
saying he
out of
beat the
Yard.
fuck out of Gabe Rosado.
Yeah, like, let me
Fucking
call my
Misfits
mother.
guy beat the shit out of Gabe Rosado, man.
The Misfits got beaten?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see that, bro.
Oh,
He
I didn't
he
see that.
wobbled his ass. Fucking, he hurt him.
Gabe
Yeah.
too
No,
old to
like I
be.
just got into it with the Benavides, blower, and he's like, oh, I got Benavides beating Jai. He's gonna whoop
Yeah, I
Jai. I'm
know.
like, you
Yeah,
mean because
sure,
this guy
bro.
he likes to quote fighters. He likes to bring up quotes that fighters say and shit. I'm like, aren't you the guy that likes to quote fighters? Like, didn't Benavides already say, oh, I'm not really ready for Jai. And he's over at Zuffa. You know what I'm saying? And this guy made the entire conversation about Canelo, bro. I'm like, oh my god.
Of course, he's gonna do that, bro. Like the Canelo shit. At this point, they're okay that David is doing gay shit. That shit gay, bro. If every time they
Genuinely.
like, imagine if every time they point a mic in my face. No, because I don't understand. Because real talk, he doesn't want to fight me, and I don't understand. Because real talk, he doesn't want to call me. He
He's
doesn't
getting so
want.
big. I don't see why he doesn't want to fight me.
Well, like, my God, a fight not gonna happen. Like, I don't get like it's not gonna happen. Whether you like Canelo, you don't like Canelo, whatever, it's not gonna happen. Period. It's not gonna happen. How are you still talking about this? That's why I do low key respect Shakur because they keep trying to ask him about Javante and he keep killing that shit. Like, nah, I don't. I don't. Like he killed that shit. Like, bro, I ain't gonna sit here talking about a guy and I even gonna fight him, right? Y'all already know what I'm going to say because I done said it a million times. How many more times do I got to say that shit? If you want to fight, we can fight, but he don't want to fight, so it is what it is. You know? He talking about
Okay.
going back. He talking about going back to 35. We'll see about that shit.
Can I just
Nah,
say as
bro,
well?
I
Did
got
you
into about that
notice?
shit too, bro. That shit's lame.
Go ahead, Nigel.
I was just saying that you noticed how like Joe Rogan has how many millions of followers, and you got Shakur on there. That's a good thing for Shakur. I'm thinking. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Bit more
it's good.
exposure.
It's
Yeah.
good, but being on a podcast like Joe Rogan, right? It's sort of a megaphone. Like there's a radio program in New York called, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still around. Charlemagne, The Breakfast Club, all them,
Oh
right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So they've had boxers on there. And it's just look, while this is a widely syndicated program that a lot of people watch and a lot of people listen to, all it can really do for the boxer is amplify who you are. So if you're not charismatic, right? And you're not personable, right? All it's going to do is amplify that. Whatever you are, is going to amplify that. Because I remember when they had Spence and Crawford on there, they've had them on
Mm.
there more than once. and it didn't really do anything for them because Will Spence is like oatmeal, bro. He's like
Yeah.
room
Oh,
to.
yeah. Yeah.
He's like,
I know what you mean.
because I'm gonna tell him, and then he's gonna look at me, and then Real Talks is gonna look at me, and then we gonna
Yeah.
look at him, and then yeah, and that's the way it is. 'Cause I got the ranch. It's like the dude doesn't have a
Yeah.
personality,
I
and
know what you mean.
Bud
Yeah.
has a personality, but it don't always come out, or it don't always come across. I've seen people interview him and his personality came out, like when he talked to Ward. But other times he another oatmeal ass motherfucker. Like, yeah, you just not giving us a lot to know you. Shakur's kind of like that. He's like, it's not that he did bad because I saw it. I saw him on the Joe Rogan, and it's like I can't say somebody gonna watch that and be like, yeah, man, this Shakur guy, I like this guy. I ain't saying they're gonna dislike him, but I didn't get nothing out of that. I
Mhm.
didn't, I
I
didn't.
mean, it's
Where
not like he's endearing himself to the fans.
I saw
Yeah.
Xander. I saw Xander. He did like a radio show. And if you didn't know Xander, but you seen him up there talking or whatever, you might like the kid because you could, if nothing else, he showed you that he bought his BI. Like, yeah, that's what he was
Yeah.
sitting there talking about. Like, yo, I'm trying to fight these motherfuckers, boy. Da 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 da. You might be intrigued by that. But Shakur, it just nothing really came across from the shit. Like, yeah, you up there and you
Mhm.
talking about some shit. But if a motherfucker don't know you, I don't see why they would be interested in what you talking about when they don't really know you like that. Now they was up there talking about the ped shit with
Yeah.
Ryan and the role
Yeah.
of peds in Ryan Garcia's victory. And it's like, look, peds are not gonna make you a better boxer, right? They're not. They're simply not. You don't take some Osterin and now you got a world class jab. Nah, it really don't work like that. You don't take some Osterin and you got good footwork, feint, sudden. Nah, it don't work like that. But it will make your ass strong. Yeah, to do that. So when you do land your punches, it's something on those punches. And that's what I think it did for Ryan, because Ryan is really a terrible boxer. I don't know why they always talking about his pedigree and amateur. This bro, that dude sucks. When he don't got them pads, he still look basic. He just look basic and fast. You know what I mean? Like I would put him under, and I mean under Amir Khan. You just a fast guy. That's what you got. That you fast, and because you don't really got wins like Amir Khan. Amir Khan, the way you got your belt is some silly shit. You fought Mario, bro. Who the fuck gonna brag about that? You fought Mario, bro. That's the
A Tank
wackest dude.
fan.
I guess that motherfucker trash, bro. That was trash on trash. Whereas, Khan got wins over motherfuckers. He got a win over Maidana, right? He got a win over Maidana. Chris
Hell yeah.
Algieri, right? He got squabbles.
Yeah.
But
Devin
Ryan,
Alexander as well. Yeah.
Devin Alexander, whereas, Ryan, you beat motherfucking Barrios. And the media is like fake glazing him. That's why I kind of fuck with Paulie on this, because he the only one that's saying, like, bro, who the fuck think Mario is nice? Explain it to me. I never met a motherfucker that thought Mario was nice, bro. Ever.
I would argue that Amir Khan's knockout loss is more respectable than Ryan's.
Yeah.
At least Amir Khan got knocked smooth the fuck out, and you took a knee, bro. To Javon Gay.
Amir Khan don't give up, bro. You gotta lay that motherfucker out like slacks.
Yeah.
Because he gonna keep fighting. Motherfucker not gonna give up, bro. He gonna keep fighting
like slacks.
Yo, Brooke had to fuck him up. Brooke had to
Yeah.
like Brooke had to jump on him and fuck her, and he didn't quit.
You gotta nail that motherfucker to the coffin for real, for real.
You gotta lay that motherfucker down, bro. Whereas Ryan, yo, you took a knee and stayed down, bro. It is what it is. But yeah, I see people saying like, "Oh yeah, Ryan is back." Ryan is like, yo, what are y'all talking about, bro? He beat Barrios. Which one of y'all thought Barrios was gonna win? And crickets. Did anybody pick Barrios to win that fight? Nah, right?
I'll be fair, I did.
Yeah,
I have to admit I did.
I'll
as
be
well.
fair.
I
I'll be
did.
fair. I'll eat my crow.
y'all two motherfuckers fucked up. Barrios is ass, bro.
That nigga's
He's
trash,
ass
bro.
and cheeks, bro.
That
That dude's
motherfucker's
ass.
garbage.
And now he going to 54. I don't know for what. You going up there to get fucked up? That's the only thing that's gonna happen. You go to
Bruh.
what's gonna happen? You gonna get fucked up. That's what's gonna happen. You know
You
what
get
I'm
fucked up by a 147 pounder that moved up.
But that's what he about to do. Paulie did say that shit. Paulie the only one saying what people are thinking at this moment in the media. Max Kellerman, that dude is sucking a lot of dick, bro. He's
No, wait, I
sucking a
was gonna say
lot of dick.
I genuinely feel like there's some people up there that watch your shit, bro, because these motherfuckers are just saying what we've all been saying for fucking months and months and even
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Motherfuckers sucking
I
a
do peep
Somebody's
that a
got to be
lot.
catching on to the IQ, bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they might be. I know that Shakram Giasov's team watches this channel. I know that. I
Bro,
went
if
to
you're getting
some
there, bro, you're getting some places, dog.
I can't see everybody. I could only see like I think 50 to 60 of the recent followers. And I know Giasov team is in there. I know they in there because
Mm,
I'm probably the only one complaining. They're like, yo, why can't we just get Rolly and Giasov, bro? Why we gotta do
yeah.
all this bullshit? Why can't
Yeah.
I want to see Rolly get knocked out? I don't really want to see him fight Devin, to be real with you. I don't give a shit about that
No,
fight.
because you know what it is,
Fuck
way
out of here.
like for me, like for me personally, whenever I was going on my my YTBC journey when I first started getting into all this YouTube shit, you're gonna get the loudest channels first, obviously, right? The Blue Bloods, the Boxing Egos, the followers and shit. But then when you listen to it for so long, you start to realize, if you're an intellectual, you start to realize a lot of y'all is just like, is this really just y'all's feelings and shit? Like, and eventually when you start looking for actual news and actual punditry and actual, logic based fucking arguments, eventually is when you end up in places like this. But that's why I say, like, I said it a long time ago, a channel like this will plateau because there's only so many intellectuals that will go digging far enough to find a channel like
Yeah,
this.
and certain motherfuckers only want to hear certain stories. You know what I mean? They only want to
Yeah.
hear
They want
about
their echo
Devin.
chambers, yeah.
Yeah, they only want to hear about
Yeah.
Devin. They only want to hear about
And,
Javon. And it's
and
like
it's
I
like,
can't talk about them boring ass American. Like I'm not gonna play with the shit. American boxing is boring, bro. I
mm,
can't sit here all the time talking about some Devin Haney, bro. Like nah, shoot
yeah.
me, just shoot me, bro. I don't want to talk about Devin Haney all day or Shakur. Like nah,
Could
these
you
dudes
imagine that,
boring.
having to watch Haney fights to talk about, bro?
Yo, in China, that's how they torture motherfuckers. They make you watch the JoJo Diaz fight.
Yeah.
They sit your
And
ass in a chair and make you
and I
drink
remember
mad water. Watch
and I remember
Devin Haney.
when that Spot guy came on, they're talking about this channel's like an echo chamber. But the thing is, I'm thinking for the years I've been watching you, Joe, it's like you stick to the facts. And if everyone who has a brain is aware and acknowledges the facts, because facts don't care about feelings, oh, like-minded people are going to agree. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, why would you call it an echo chamber when
Well,
the facts are the
it's
facts?
sort of a non sequitur kind of argument that they're gonna say that because people are all agreeing about something, you shouldn't even regard what they're agreeing with when what they're agreeing with is a fact. It is a fact. Like
Yeah,
Spock wants to believe that Dana is doing something amazing right now, and I'm not even against Dana. But the reality is, nothing you've done in the four cards you've put on, and which I enjoyed. I don't even deny enjoying them. I think
yeah,
they're good. I think they're good cards. But you're not outpacing Eddie with this shit. Like in what way, bro? Whose fight because promoters can compete with each other. So whose fight generated more money?
Oh, okay,
Yours
that's what I
or
was
the
gonna
one that
argue with you. That was
you guys
that's
shut
what
the
I was
fuck
gonna argue with you.
but you gotta let me land the plane, bro. Yours or Wood versus Warrington. This is like it's not even close, bro. How many people showed up to that shit? 10,000? You
easy.
you
Sold out,
you
mate. Sold out.
it's sold
Yeah,
out. And you got 200 motherfuckers at the Apex and you popping shit like, homie, I want you to do well, but you not like I said, the only thing you did that was like, oh, is Connor Ben. But that's only because Turkey's overpaying that motherfucker. Like, that's not
mhm,
even something you did. That's something Turkey did. And that's not sustainable. You want to have to pay Connor Ben $15 million every time you fight a guy like Regis? Seriously? You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah,
No,
you
so
know.
what I was gonna say to your point, way, like, and it's just to play devil's advocate a bit. The only real angle that Dana could come at this from and say that yes, my shows are better than yours is profit margins, where they're not having to spend as much on their fighters and their production and all these things as boxing is. They're able to profit that much more off of their fights than boxing.
I do
That's the
see what you
only
mean.
angle they could be coming on. You know what
But
I'm saying?
realistically, listen, and this is why I don't agree with that. The reported purses for yesterday's fight, right, in front of what looked to be, I don't know, 200 people, maybe a little more. Jai got 1.5 million. You're not going to tell me you turned over a profit off that. There's no way.
Type shit.
There's no way. No, for where? From what? Right? You see what I mean? If you paid that guy 1.5 mil for that fight, okay, where do you generate it? Because it ain't gonna be at the gate. This motherfucker only got 200 people in it. Where you gonna generate it at? What, ad revenue? Yeah, I seen some ads, but I don't know if they come up with a 1.5 million. You know what I mean? And you're not yet in a place where you're bolstering the kind of metrics that would warrant a purse like that. You tell me that, okay, 4 million people saw the fight, then I would say, yeah, you could have definitely covered these, this purse
Yeah,
with that.
yeah,
But you're not doing that yet. So when I say that, you're not outpacing Matchroom in any of the arenas that two promoters compete with each other. He has a better stable than you, Dana. He does. He has a better stable. He puts on bigger shows than you do. And Eddie is not Golden Boy. Eddie is not the PBC. Eddie is not, these guys. Like, average show Eddie does something, bro. Average show he does, yeah, they generate a profit. Why you think Matchroom is the only promotional outfit that is consistently in the black? Consistently in the black. Whereas you just can't convince me that, yeah, I had Charles Martin headlining with F.A. Ajagba, and I'm cooking these like, no,
Type
you not,
shit.
homie. That's a prelim fight to these motherfuckers, bro. High key. That's a prelim fight, bro. That was a main event at Zuffa. I enjoyed it, but still, that was a main event at Zuffa, bro. Keep it real. Shout out to Tim Sheehy. I will say this much. I thought it was real interesting when I powered on my PS5 the other day, and Zuffa Paramount had a prominently placed ad for the fight on the video tab, similar to UFC. They
Oh,
got a
that's
good
pretty cool.
megaphone, bro. No, they got a good megaphone. Even when I open the Paramount shit, or if I'm just on the homepage of Amazon, that Zuffa shit come up. It do come up. So you got a good megaphone.
Because it's connected.
That's another one. That's
Paramount.
another one. I sometimes I'll look at a video, I'll get the ads for Zuffa. So do they have a good marketing strategy and a big megaphone? Yeah, no doubt about it. And I wish them well. I want them to succeed. But I'm just saying, you not in a place where you could talk that shit. Like, nah, what the fuck did you do? But what the fuck did you do, homie? Callum Smith versus David Morrell in Liverpool is gonna sell more than all 4 Zuffa shows combined. Yeah, it is, bro. So I don't
Bro, that
see where
nigga selling Reggie talking shit to coke dealers.
for real. That's a bag of trees and shakes. That's seeds and stems and shake. And he talking shit. It's like, yo, you gotta
Oh.
chill, Dana. You got chill. Shout out to motherfucking George. Crawford was the only one to break Khan's will. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. Because Khan did kind of quit in that fight. But it's Crawford, so it's negligible, Go ahead, Jose.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, we good. We good out here. I'm
Oh,
out
shit.
here. I'm out here going to a appointment. I dig it. But yeah, certain shit, like, I want them to do well. I do, because it's keeping things interesting. It's keeping things interesting that Eddie and Dana got this thing going on. It keeps us invested in talking about shit in between the fights. But realistically, you not fucking with them yet. You not. What show can you do with the fighters you got? Here we go. I got it here. Jose's glove compartment.
Oh,
Go ahead,
go in the
Jose.
glove box,
Get,
yo.
for real. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Jose. I want to hear you pull the manual out, bro. Get the registration out. Go ahead.
You
Hold
fucking
on,
asshole, bro.
wait.
It's good though,
Hold
bro.
on, Jumbo
It's good the
Tron.
drama and shit though, cause like
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew. He's in the fucking car, bro. He's in the fucking car, bro. I fucking knew it, bro. I'm telling you, I should work for the CIA. I know
that
all the
nigga
shit.
needs
Like,
to
all
work
right,
for audio
all right,
fucking
Jose in
department,
the
bro.
car. He's on the way to get the fucking oil changed. Watch, he gonna get the car service. I already know.
Nigga need to work for FX department.
For real. But yeah, I like what's going on. As far as Jai's situation with the IBF and Dana threatening legal action or saying that there could be legal action. I'm gonna start with Nigel. Nigel, do you think they're gonna sue? Do you think indefinitely they're gonna sue?
I believe they will, because the end of the day, you signed Jai Opataya because, well, to me, it's my opinion, numerous reasons. One's, he is, you can argue he's the best cruiserweight in the world. I think we can't question that. Two,
Mm-hmm.
he had a sanctioned belt, and the upstart signed a champion with an upstart belt. And I put it this way, they're going to walk back the whole thing about we're not going to work with anyone. They're going to walk it back. If you're going to sign more people, you're going to have to walk back on that fucking point. Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think for the sake of optics and for what may have been agreed with Jai behind the scenes, you don't know. He's going to sue, because I don't understand how the IBF can do that with him when he's paid his sanction fees. He's done exactly what you ask. He's fought his mandatories. Do you know what I mean? He's conducted himself
Yeah.
like a professional. And for you to go ahead and just strip him because you're biased against another promoter, I no. So you have grounds to do it, I think. Definitely.
Jose, are they gonna? Do you think Jai's gonna sue them for stripping him of the title? See, now he don't want to fucking say nothing. Now he's inside
This
the fucking
fucking
glove
guy.
box. He doesn't want to say nothing. Real talk. Do you think for real they're gonna sue?
I 100% believe they have grounds, and I 100% believe that they will sue. This is, it's one, it was egregious, and two, they have all the money and lawyers to pay for to go through with this lawsuit, bro. It's like, all right, you want to fuck with us, well, we're gonna fuck back.
Yeah, I think that they might do it, not necessarily in pursuit of getting the title back, because I don't, they have their plans, and everybody knows what they mean to do in the long run. But as a showing of strength, this is our guy. We signed him with a belt, and we told him we was gonna get him undisputed, and we're not gonna let you fuck with him. As a showing of strength, I think they are gonna sue.
And to
Besides,
set precedent.
besides, it's the IBF. Like, yo, y'all the last motherfuckers that need to get sued. Like, yeah, y'all the last motherfuckers that need to end up back in court, and y'all know that. Y'all know that. I think the young motherfuckers don't know that. Like, yo, shout out to T Street controversy. He said what I was thinking last night. The IBF has been strict and stringent, not from a sense of fairness, because they had to be. They had to be. Federal oversight. The then president of the organization got arrested, okay, for corruption, bribery, match fixing, all type of shit, right? You were only on the straight and narrow because you had to be. So if you doing funny looking shit again, they gonna pull up all that shit like, oh, y'all want to play again? Y'all want to be out here playing again? All right, we gonna look at y'all again. We got One Punch KO in the building. Who's One Punch KO? Who is that?
What up? What up, Jules? Yo, can you hear me?
Y'all can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. It's Jay Morris. Morris from
Oh,
Twitter.
Jay, what it do? I know Jay. Jay,
Yeah,
what do you
what it
think
do,
about
man?
it? Do you think they're gonna sue? Do you think they're gonna sue Jay?
So here's the thing. The grounds that they have to sue is exactly what you're saying. If that email was real, if that
Yeah.
email wasn't sent, then the IBF could have stand their ground. But since there are people saying, oh, it's because the belt wasn't advertised enough or whatever, well, you can't strip him for that. You could strip him because you could basically say, hey, that Zuffa belt is technically not legal. You know what I mean? So we don't want our belt to be associated with that. You could have said that. But if you're going to say, oh, we're going to strip him because, the IBF belt wasn't prominent enough, then yeah. Jai got a case right there.
Yeah.
You know what the defense is gonna be? That granted that you don't recognize the Zuffa belt, you don't recognize the IBO, and you've let several fighters hold on to the IBO and the IBF without incident. And all they got to do is pull up the pictures of Anthony Joshua, of Gennady Golovkin, of Cecilia Brækhus, of Katie Taylor, of I think Chantel Cameron also. There have been a lot of people that actually helped the IBO and the IBF, and you never said nothing to them, so that's already going to make a case for Jada. Like, yo, why y'all constantly fucking with me, dog? Y'all
Lennox
already.
Lewis had the IBO at one point, man.
I'm trying to tell you, that shit been around for a minute, bro.
Exactly. So the thing with the IBO is the IBO never jumped out the window talking about, we're not gonna work with all the sanctioning bodies and we're gonna destroy them and etc. etc. The IBO tried to incorporate themselves in it, but you can't use that. You know what I mean? Just because the Zuffa said that it shouldn't be any concern anyway, because yeah, they said what they said,
Yeah,
but
because it's offset.
you
It's
know,
offset by the protocols that maybe
exactly.
Dana said something or something, but because they paid you, because they set up a suite for your ambassador, because they kicked
Yeah,
out the per diem, they did what the fuck. They might have said they wasn't going to work with you, but clearly they were, because well, it's all recorded.
it's all
So
done.
And
Exactly.
they made sure to follow protocols in that the rehydration clauses that they covered
So,
their ass, bro.
also
Yeah.
second day weigh-in,
yeah,
exactly.
yo, I just gotta say, man, listen. Imagine holding the Oscars in a fucking high school auditorium, bro. That's what I felt.
Yeah.
That's what I felt watching Brandon Glanter versus Opetaia for the belt. That's how
Bruh.
much you. That's how much you care about the Zuva belt, bro. You couldn't wait.
That
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait until the Noel McKillian fight to crown him champion.
Let me say,
Like, come on.
virtuoso. See, that's why I fuck with the handsome young Puerto Rican virtuoso, because he's a handsome young Puerto Rican, like undefeated.
Type shit.
You're right, virtuoso. You're the only one I've seen say that, and I agree with that. Bringing out the Zuffa belt was premature. You didn't need to do that, and you should have waited until the bill is passed, until the Revival Act is passed,
Yeah.
and that we doing what we
They
do.
don't need to. They don't need to. Like, as long as they got the money, they'll put out whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing though. The sanctioning bodies are still losing the fucking optics war with this shit. The IBF
Real.
is another example of like, yo,
Yeah.
they're too stringent for their own good.
That, and you got 3 girls at MVP that told the World Boxing Council to go fuck themselves: Alicia, Chantel, and Amanda. You got Shakur and Terrence. They told him, yo, go fuck yourself, right? Then you got this bullshit like, yo, Ja didn't do nothing to y'all. He didn't, Crawford, he didn't pay the fee. Shakur didn't want to pay the fee. The girls want to fight for 3 minutes. Ja didn't do nothing to y'all.
Nah, Jai side item and they
Sneeze,
took it
they'll
as
strip
a
you.
threat.
Even if you pay them, they'll strip you.
Right?
The
Yeah. So
IBF
what's the
lost
point? There's no. No, go ahead.
the IBF lost the optics when they sanctioned it, then they pulled the sanction. That's when you lose the optics.
Yeah,
You should have
that's
just
And then, like you said already, they really fucked themselves. If they sent that email and they cited that bullshit, that's where they really fucked themselves. They should have shut the fuck up.
If it goes to court and it's Greg Mathis or Judge Judy or Love Island or whatever, the question gonna be,
Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown.
Ana María Polo.
That was my favorite one.
Whatever
Caso
it's gonna
cerrado.
be, caso cerrado, ¿verdad? La primera cuestión: why did you pull the sanction? You can't use your bylaws as a defense when you sanctioned the fight initially, even if it was briefly. You sanctioned the fight initially. What reasoning did you have to then pull that sanction? Because it seems that they abided by all of your provisions. They did the second day weigh-in. They paid your ambassador per diem. They gave him a suite. They sent you the sanction and fees in advance, which you accepted a week prior to the fight. If you was going to pull it, then you tell them, no, we don't want your money because we're not sanctioning this. You took the
They
money.
don't
Jules,
care about that. It's
I'm
all
gonna ask you a
greed.
question. If MVP comes out with a women's like title, you know what I mean? Who's gonna stop them?
Well, the thing is that I know that it looks like MVP wants to form a UBO, and we will see. We will see. Because the thing is, you need to operate within certain parameters to form the UBO. Like what makes it possible for Zuffa, and we talked about this briefly yesterday, they have a training center that subsidizes the cost of training expenses. You see? That's a part of being able to be a UBO. You subsidize the cost of anti-doping testing. That's more you got to do. No sanctioning fees, no manager fees. You see what I mean? That for you to form a UBO, you have to tick off on a lot of boxes and provide certain services to the fighter. It's not as simple as saying, oh, well, we're a UBO now, and we're just going to manufacture a kooky looking little belt, and now we're a league. No, certain shit got to go into that.
Understandable. And if
I,
we're able to pull that off, who's going to stop them? Still, like the sanctioning bodies have no power. Basically,
No,
they
no,
just have
no,
the power
no.
to say
Look, look.
you can't have our belt. That's all it is.
that's true.
Listen. Watch this. The sanctioning bodies.
Are they
If
going to
the
sue?
if this situation with the IBF didn't prove anything, it proved to Dana White that no. These belts, the sanctioning bodies, they still matter. Fighters still want those belts.
Yep.
So you can't just run in and create your own belt and think that these fighters not gonna want it. Jaya Pataya put his foot down, like he's not playing with y'all. He's like, yo, get me these unifications, and y'all not taking my belt. You see him still parading that IBF belt. He's
Yo,
like, y'all not taking
I
my
laugh.
Yeah,
I
as he should
fucking
be.
Oh, that shit
laugh.
was funny, bro.
That's the problem,
fucking-
though. The
when
other
Mick
title holders don't want to
Francis-
unify.
When Mick Francis standing there with the, I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is retarded, bro. Like they stripped y'all, bro. What
Dog,
y'all
them niggas were petty, bro.
No. This is why I said they're going to walk back. Zuffa's going to walk back what they said about working with the other sanctioning bodies. They're going to alter it somehow to accommodate. It has to be because, like Ron Punch said, the belts still matter. They do.
The thing is that what Dana White said is what gives it away, that you're going to have to walk it back. You're saying that you want to sign everybody. That's what you're saying. Some of these guys got belts, and some of these guys are like Jai. Some of them, that they want their belt. And at minimum, the WBC is a fucking whore. We said it yesterday. Any hole, anytime. That's their motto. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Long as the check clear, they don't really give a shit. But the IBF, they've drawn a line in the sand that, listen, if you're an IBF champion, you can't go over there and be with us. So you got to look at, all right, who are the IBF champions in these divisions? Like Richardson Hitchens. Baby, you got to drop that belt. You won't go over there. You be over there and listen, you can fight all the Zuffa welterweights or whatever, bro. You go over there, you do what you need to do. But you're not gonna go over there with that red belt. You're not. Then
and he's not gonna drop that belt for sure.
Now Josh Kelly was never gonna go over there. But you look at like middleweight. Yanni Beck. I don't even understand that. And that that actually makes the IBF look worse. You got a whole guy tested positive for a banned substance. That was fucking weeks ago. Y'all don't do nothing. Y'all don't say nothing. Y'all don't even look at him. Y'all ain't say nothing. Ja pay the fee. Do what y'all tell him to do, and y'all do him like that. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Well, in regards to what you were saying about the BC just basically showed a lot of boxers out there, because of the growing list of people that said go fuck yourself, that it's really not worth, paying them the sanctioning fees, because they can just take it anytime they want. Even if you pay the fees, they can still take the shit, withdraw.
I think that boxers sort of just realized. I think they're just now realizing, because you got to look at what their job is. They got to train. They got to focus on their fight. They got to do their camp. They got to focus on making weight. They got to focus on a lot of things that they don't always have time to sit down and think, what is the role of these sanctioning bodies? We now know, like more than before, you're cognizant of the framework that, the money come from the network. And then the promoter distributes that money, decides how it gets spent and where. So you're figuring all this stuff out. You're figuring out the manager, the promoter, the network, the ad revenue, the patches.
You mean they're figuring out the only thing sanctioning bodies provide is prestige?
Basically. I mean, really?
The belt. That's it.
And it would matter, fellas. It would matter that they provide that pecking order. It would actually matter a great deal if they did the job that they're supposed to do. They actually find themselves in this compromising situation because they don't do that job. Since you're not doing that job, now they're looking at you like, what the fuck do we need you for, bro?
Situations like Giasav. I've been beating the drum for Giasav for years, bro. Like, god damn.
If you're not gonna order the fight,
I don't care about this unification.
Me neither, Jay. And I'm saying you got to look at, and they need to advertise it. And I don't think Eddie Hearn is talking about it enough, to be real with you. That fighters, do you want the WBA to take 3% of your purse so that when you get to the top, they don't order the fight? That man has been mandatory for what, 2 years? I
Mm.
think it's been 2 years.
Yeah,
He
should have
been
got something by now, man.
he
Fuck.
been mandatory since Stanionis had the belt, bro.
Mm.
Since he had the belt. So you gonna let these people, you gonna fight in their eliminators, abide by their orders, kick out 3% out your purse every single time, whatever that is. 3% of what's 3% of $300,000, right? Too fucking much if you ain't gonna do your job. Too fucking much. If you're not gonna order the fight, then why am I doing this?
And
That's
not
what
just
they
him,
say.
Suleiman Sissoko as well. It's like, when are you going to
Another
get his
one.
shot?
Another
Never.
one. And he said Suleiman Sissoko, and that's why I have a beef or an axe to grind with the way that American media cover boxing. That dude, whether you like him, you don't like him, you seen him, you never seen him, it don't matter. The dude sat at number 1 for a beam. He sat at number 1, and y'all just we just gonna let Manny fight for the belt. Yeah, cause Manny, bro, and
Here
that
you
was
go,
the
Ryan.
bro, that was the justification. Well, because it's Manny, bro. Because it's Manny. And then y'all do the same thing with Ryan. No, because, it's Ryan. It's like,
Conor Ben.
right? He's at number 1 now. Conor Ben ain't for that welterweight in 3 years. He's at number 1, though. And nobody's saying nothing.
That's the problem. That's the big problem. Because Giasav, right? Giasav did what we like, he did the right thing. What we're currently asking fucking Maloney to do right now. Step aside, let the unification happen. He stepped aside, let the unification happen, thinking he's gonna get his shot. And then y'all ordered the fight. This is the kicker. The fight has been ordered. So what the fight
Yeah,
been ordered,
they
and
ordered
then
it. They ordered
fuck,
it
like,
months
no
ago.
first bid, no nothing.
They ordered it months ago. Last year so y'all just don't want to strip this guy. And that is why the fighters are waking up like,
Yeah.
well, if y'all not gonna do what the fuck y'all, that's the only thing y'all supposed to do. You're supposed to ensure, for better or worse, that these ranks move, that boxing has a pecking order, and that guys who you know them, you don't know them, you like them, you don't like them, so long as they fight in those eliminators and climb up those ranks, they'll get their opportunity. You're literally doing the opposite of that. So what do we need you for?
Yeah, exactly. So with that said, when that shit happens, right? It renders the idea of belts mattering, meaningless. Because they don't follow their own rules. They don't honor the integrity of the fucking rankings. They do whatever they want. So fuck it.
Yeah.
Why should it matter?
And just nothing as well. You remember what they did to Barroso as well?
Yeah.
He should have got his shot.
They fucked him.
And it's like, yes,
They
Never
sent
got his
him
shot.
they sent him to Japan to get his fucking ass beat. That's what they did to him. Let's
not
ship
just
him up.
and how long did Hirioka have to wait for his shot as well? It's bullshit.
And the
Hey,
other
be
thing,
careful. You might get that fucking belt stripped. IBF's not displayed prominently
for
enough.
real, right? Yeah, we can't talk too bad about them. I don't want to lose my
W-
red and gold title, bro. I want to lose my shit. But yeah,
W-
Andy waited for over a year. And the other bullshit is, I don't know how true this is, but I heard this. He was not at liberty to have another fight because if he did, he would have lost his position. Somebody said that. He was not at liberty to take
Jeez.
he was not at liberty to take on another fight in the interim because then he would have lost his direct shot at Gary. I'm like, why would that cost him a shot at Gary?
That's
If he,
crazy.
that's this
nuts.
like, and this is the
Talk about
this is the system. This is the system that these people online on Twitter are defending. Like, how is that a
talk
good
about
thing?
holding somebody hostage. Jeez.
Now,
Yeah,
listen.
I honestly
Let me smoke. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. Jay, you have the floor.
all right. Yeah, I honestly don't understand why anybody goes down the WBC and WBA route. Especially if you're not popular. If you're popular, then you could go down that route. But if you're not getting your shot. If you are Giasav, you're not getting your shot. If you are Boots, guaranteed that soon they'll order that Boots versus Zayas fight soon.
Yeah.
Because Boots is
I
interim
got a
WBA.
question. I got a question for you guys. Okay, Dana was quoted as saying, boxing promoters are just bad at what they do. I think my whole thing is I think they already know what they're doing and they just don't give a fuck. I mean, what do you
That's
guys
fair.
think about
No,
that?
they're not just talking rhetoric. He's just talking.
Yeah,
He got the
he's just
floor right
talking.
now.
Yeah,
So yeah, he cannot be talking about no Eddie Hearn. He can't be talking about Frank Warren. To be honest, the only thing
Right.
Frank Warren is doing wrong right now is all these pay-per-views. Too much pay-per-views
yes,
from Frank Warren. But
yeah,
Dana can't be talking about them dudes. And not even Bob Arum, even though he doesn't have a TV deal. Like there's nothing Dana White is doing right now that compares to anything that any of
yeah.
these
Oh no, I
promoters do.
agree. But I mean, my whole thing was I was thinking that the promoters they know what they're doing and they just kind of don't give a fuck. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah, yeah.
Eddie Hearn definitely gives a fuck.
Yeah, hey, country, you're a wrestling guy, right? You know exactly what Doug WWF out of the territories was Hulkamania, right?
Yeah.
Zuffa hasn't had that moment yet.
Yeah.
No, they
So
haven't.
for Dana White to be talking shit about the promoters when he hasn't done shit except, hand over a fucking belt, in front of a fucking auditorium room, you're like, yeah, I don't think you should be talking that much, man. And besides,
I
he's
think
still
it's
facing
because
lawsuits.
I think he thinks he's a little bigger than he is because he's got deep pockets back in him. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
If Dana is not careful, it don't matter what the deep pockets is that's backing him. If he's not careful, he's gonna end up just like Ben Shalom. You're gonna go after
Exactly.
Matchroom.
Yeah,
You cannot outwork Eddie Hearn, bro. You can't do that.
yeah.
You might as well just go after the other guys. Leave Matchroom out of it.
To me, it's
Cause
like, what's the points of having deep pockets if you can't develop the next star? If you can't develop a
exactly, you
ticket
could
seller?
buy them, but
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
you could
Don't
buy
don't
them,
hold your
but
breath. There were listen. I did see Dana White and Nick Khan at a USA boxing event down in Texas a while ago. So they could be looking for the next star, in the Olympics. They got deep pockets, like you said, so they might do that.
The only
Yeah, time
the
will
only
tell. To be fair, time will tell. Yes.
Yeah,
the only body I've seen that like really has developed really good fighters over time has been Top Rank, man. They're the ones who like have really put out the best
true.
developed star.
Hmm.
I've yet
yeah,
to
for
see
sure.
anybody equal them.
Yeah, that Matchroom Eddie Hearn got the mouthpiece, so his fighters seem to always be more prominent in the media. But when they fight, oh man, Top Rank always whoop Matchroom ass, bro. When's the
That's
last time
because Eddie's
a Matchroom fighter beat a Top
that's
Rank
I
because
fighter?
tell you,
Eddie's willing to risk a little too much more than Top Rank is. I think Top Rank is a bit more careful about that, so
yeah,
that
yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
happen.
That's
Eddie
it.
just kind of throws them out there. Here, you guys, go fight
Eddie's
him.
Tell
just
you
be
what,
throwing you
it's a
in, bro.
very British thing. It's like you go hard or go home. If you think
Yeah,
you are who you think you are, that you deserve all this money, go fight this guy. Go fight
Right,
this
right.
woman. Let
But
me see what you're all about. You know
True.
what I
I
mean?
think his
And if
timing is
you
off,
can walk
though.
the walk and talk the talk, you'll get the money. If you can't, you sit back down and you sit down in your chair, son, and have a good think about it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I
go
think
hard
it's
or go
Eddie's
yeah,
home. Yeah,
timing, though. That's the thing. It's Eddie's timing when he does it. If he could somehow fix that a little bit, he'd be better off.
yeah.
yeah,
You know?
Eddie be throwing them in, boy. It's like,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
But as a
what you
fan,
got?
that's what you
12?
want,
You got
though.
12
That
fights? All right, let's go.
yeah.
Time to throw you in.
Yeah, but as a fan, that's what you want. It's like,
Yeah,
if you're so braggadocious and say, "Oh, I could beat this." Do you remember when Anthony Fowler said he think he could beat Golovkin and what Liam Smith did to him in Liverpool?
hmm
No. Oh my God.
look,
Yes,
look,
That in
You
the
know,
face sounds retarded. Like that can't be
look at,
happening.
yes,
you know
look.
what I liken that to is that you're standing on the side on the banks of a river and you grab a kid who doesn't know how to swim and you tell him you're going to
Just
teach him
toss him in.
how to swim and you just throw him in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's pretty
look
much
at
the
look
equivalent.
at Smalls. Look at Tamir Smalls. Like they threw him in there with what was his name? Ramos? Is it Ramos?
yeah.
Yep.
Abel Ramos,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I bet he'll come back. He'll learn a lot, but because he got stamina issues, man. Tamir
Yes,
Smalls.
The thing is, the wisdom of those decisions is told by time. Because you could take Tom. Let's put it another way. Let's say they babied him. They don't throw him in there with an Abel Ramos. They just give him a couple ham and egg guys, build him up,
Yeah.
build his name or whatever. So you get to make a little money in the short term by building him up. You get to make a little money, whatever, whatever. But by doing what Matchroom does, which it's good and bad. It's good and bad. it reveals what you have before you make that big investment. You know what I mean? That look,
Yeah.
Tamir, if you can't beat a Abel Ramos, then we don't need you. Straight out.
All right.
If you
Go
can't
back
beat a
and
guy
fix
like
that.
yeah, if you Mark Castro, same shit. Because you know you ain't seen Mark Castro on Matchroom since he lost that fight. But it is important to do that. That look, we don't want to be sitting here spending money and making fights for a guy that can't beat Abel Ramos
Right.
or
Right.
or a guy like Mark Castro. That I don't even know who the fuck he fought. I forget. The dude he just fought on the Zuffa show. I think.
Yeah.
The
No,
dude-
no, no. No, dude, he just fought Vargas, which Vargas
Yeah.
beat it. Vargas
Yeah,
stopped
he
him.
just fought the Vargas kid, Emiliano Vargas. So it's like it's good and bad because yeah, maybe you could soften it up. Matchroom does seem to match their prospects kind of hard. They do, you know. It's not the first time we see a guy that they were invested in. He loses a fight. Look at Andy Cruz. You know, Andy
Yeah.
Cruz only had like 6 fights. He only had like
Threw him
6.
in there with
Right? You could have the other way you could have played the Murataya situation is yo, you have him fighting those eliminators, but you don't need him for him to fight Murataya because you know Murataya is gonna move up anyway. We could just fight for the vacant title. We don't need to fight Murataya for it. But I see what their rationale is. If this guy's good, we need to know if this guy's good. They do it with the girls. They did it with Sandy Ryan. They put her in there with Erica Farias. She lost. Well, if you good or if you're entertaining, we need to know what we got because every time you get out there, it's not on your dime, it's on ours. We got to pay for all this shit. You got an opponent? We got to pay them. You got a purse? We paying it. Fight needs to be promoted? We doing that. So we need to know what we got. You know?
Exactly.
We need to know what we
Can't
got.
afford
And
to have
if they
money
Exactly.
down the drain, man.
if they pass the test, then you know you got something. Cause like look at Ray Ford. They've been
Right?
they put Ray Ford in there hard from early. Ray Ford has some hard fights early. So then when he
Mm.
got to the Komatov fight and things got rough in there with him, he 12
He was
rounds,
able to
7
deal.
seconds left. And he digged
He
it
was
out and knocked him out. You know what I mean? So that's why
the
this
Pat
process is
Brown, the
important.
Pat Brown cruiserweight that they
Yeah.
got. That kid. It ain't gonna be long before he's in there with some motherfuckers. Yeah, it ain't gonna be
Mhm.
long because it don't
This
take
kid is
long. Like we can't be sitting here just making fights. 'Cause that's what Golden Boy do. Golden Boy make fights for the sake of making fights. Like I don't know what the fuck Bektamir been doing for the last 5 years. Like what have you been doing, bro? What is happening, bro?
Let's
What are
get
you
Pat
doing?
Brown versus Jalilov already, man. Come on.
Pat Brown got
Right?
a rough fight. Pat Brown got a good fight coming up.
Yeah.
Dulcer is not that's a step up for
Yeah.
sure. He
It
only
is.
got what 6 fights, and he's
Yeah.
fighting Dulcer. Yeah, that's a step up fight.
So
That's
I
not even
see. I do
throwing him
think
in
that
there.
Top Rank's vetting process, I will say, the vetting process that I think is superior to all in boxing, bar none, because a fucking gatekeeper at Top Rank is a champion somewhere else, right?
Oh yeah.
It's the truth.
It's the
If
best.
y'all could listen, if you could get Mario Barrios a belt, you're not going to sit here and tell me that Kavaliauskas can't beat Mario. You better
Yeah.
listen, bro. Listen, bro. You better get the fuck out of here, bro.
Man,
Right?
if you could put a welterweight belt on Rowley, who hasn't fought a goddamn welterweight, then don't tell me anything
Yeah,
different.
don't tell me shit. A motherfucking gatekeeper at Top Rank is a world-class world champion on anybody else's promotion. Their vetting process is a little softer. I notice it. It is a little softer. They don't just throw you to the wolves. They figure out what you got. If you really pay attention to the way they match their boys
Yeah.
and girls, they'll put you in there with a southpaw. They'll put you in there with a puncher. They'll put you in there with a boxer. They'll put you in there with a guy who's a little bit of both. And they'll see, what do you got? What? Because I could tell they did everything they could for Edgar, dog. They put him on the breathing machine
Yes,
and
they
all
did.
that. They put you in there with a puncher. All right, well, you don't like the puncher. No. They put you in there with a boxer first, which was Coceres. You didn't like that. Okay, you don't like motherfuckers that move? I bet. We're going to get you an old motherfucker that move and see how you do. They put him in there with Steve Rose. Yeah, you didn't like that neither. Like, okay, so you don't like motherfuckers that move around. Let's get you a motherfucker that don't move around. He going to move to you. They put you in there, Angulo. You didn't like that knee. All right, you got to get the fuck out of here, bro. You bit him on the shoulder, bro. You bit him. So you don't like motherfuckers that come move around. You don't like motherfuckers that don't move around. Listen, we just don't like you, bro. You can go.
Yeah, we can't. You can't be signing fighters that be biting people. Okay.
No,
You know what
man. If you bite somebody, you're done. I mean,
at that point, because that was one of the few times that I ever saw Top Rank just say, remember, he was still under contract. They could have held him to it. That was one of the few times I've ever seen Top Rank. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
yep,
Fuck it.
yep, and rightfully so. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, dude, biting him in the shoulder. Get the fuck out of here with that.
What
You
the
make
fuck
us
we
look
gonna do?
bad.
You think we're gonna spend $500,000, $1 million for your bum ass? No. You go, bro. It's hey. You know what I'm saying? You match the
You're a
room, bro.
boxer. You're a
Go
boxer.
match.
You're not.
Go
the
match the
buffet
room, bro. Now, what I will say that I believe that go match the room. What I will say that I do believe Eddie does better than them. He does make stars better than them, and he gets you to the money. If like at Matchroom, you will get to the money because they got bum ass Edgar, that fucking Canelo fight. How long was they fucking off money on Andre, right? Fucking Hitchens, they got your bum ass a headline fight with Cambosos. So they'll get you to the bag. They'll get you to a point where people talking about you and shit. But do they make better fighters than Top Rank? No.
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 They make that's what I said. They make Eddie has that mouthpiece, so he gets you more notice. He makes you into a star. But Top Rank got the best process. I don't know what they do over there, but whatever they do over there, they do it right. Because when's the last time a Matchroom fighter beat a Top Rank fighter, man?
Check it out. It's like cooking. It's like cooking, bro. Once you know how to make rice, you can have two people follow the same recipe for rice, but that extra shit, damn, this rice tastes good as shit. That extra shit, that's what Top Rank got. They got the eye. Like if we get this bum ass motherfucker and we match him against, look, this. Hold on, you shut the fuck up, Jose. Shut the fuck up. Check it out.
Bébete un chin de café, cálmate, oíste.
No, but seriously, the shit is what they have is that innate ability to see 10 steps ahead. You can have a guy and you know that the guy is not going to be a pound for pound fighter. Like, you know that he's not going to be that, but he could beat the shit out of some motherfuckers though. He could do that. And we could get him to that. Can he beat some motherfuckers? Yeah, and that's what they do well. That they know they're very good at identifying the fighter's ability, but to make the fighter a star, I hate to say that Top Rank is not good at that, at making a star. No, because by the time the fighter is at that point where that needs to happen, it all goes. They all get mad. Bob is the racist. Bob is this. Motherfucker ain't shake my hand. Motherfucker ain't shake my dick in the bathroom when I was peeing. You see Teofimo. All right, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Eddie does know how to make stars. Go ahead, Jose.
What's about what I wanted to say before is the thing about Top Rank is just the scouting and recruiting team is unmatched. They have time over everybody. They have experience over everyone, and they have a scout all over the United States and all over the world. Like if you see Golden Boy, they only have Hopkins and maybe mostly seem looking at their talent. The zone, well, not the zone.
Well,
sorry,
they used to have.
Eddie.
They used to have Roberto Diaz, who was pretty good, but he's not over there anymore. I don't even know why he's not over there anymore, but he's not. They used to have Roberto Diaz.
But the thing about those guys is they have those little companies that do everything for them nowadays. So it's like, it's like underneath like their parents and shit like that. And all of a sudden they have somebody who has a long, one of those camps that have a long relationship with Top Rank, and that's the way they do it. I think Matchroom, they just do the snatcher rule with with everybody. They just recycle everyone.
I think Matchroom is very Matchroom is very on paper. You know what I mean? A guy in the amateurs. He ate 2 cheeseburgers. He got a medal. Oh yeah, we got to sign him because he ate 2 cheeseburgers and he got a medal. And they don't have because fucking because the Andy Cruz shit. Go ahead, Nigel.
No, basically to piggyback on your point, Luke Campbell, gold medalist, and they signed him straight away. He was lauded because he's from Hull up north in England. Loved him up there. You know what I mean? And they thought, right, we got another one. But
I'm
when it
gonna
came
say
as
this,
good as he
Nigel.
is, yeah.
I think they dropped the ball with him. I've always felt that he could have been bigger, and that like it's the shit that it's good in a way, but bad in a way. Luke, young kid, looks like he belongs in a fucking in a on Dawson's Creek or some shit, right? He's got his looks, got a fucking gold medal. He's tall. That down the line you could get him to 40, maybe cap him out at 47. I'm gonna say I don't think they did a good job with Luke. That's one of the few times you ever gonna hear me say that. I don't think y'all did a good job with Luke. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, not
Loma.
nah.
I mean, he ran into
Nah,
Loma,
you-
man.
To me, he was always the bridesmaid.
The shit is that
he
no wait.
was in
The
a
shit
rough
is
era.
no. Let me say, I
Go
would
say it, go.
yo. Listen, I would have ducked Loma. Okay, we
Yeah,
don't need. We don't need this. What do we need from him? No, we don't need this, bro. Go to 40. All right, go to 40. It's some ass and some cheeks up there. You too tall for these motherfuckers anyway, bro. 35. Remember, Luke was big at 135. You could have went to 40. You see what I mean? So I'ma just say that's one of the few times I've ever seen them drop the ball. See, with Josh Kelly, what happened needed to happen because look at where we are now. What happened needed to happen. But with Luke could have been bigger. Yeah, he could have been bigger. He's an Olympic gold medalist, young guy. He could have been bigger. He could have been.
Probably why Ryan stopped him because the weight, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
another
he
one.
got stopped to the body.
So you
He should have, Luke should have went
Can I-
up for real.
the
Go,
same
sorry.
Josh Kelly that won me $200, Jules.
No, lo que yo estoy diciendo es, mira lo que pasó. The Armenian le dio una salsa. Está bien, perdiste. You go to fucking Wasserman, you fuck off over there he was over there for like 3 years, bro, at Wasserman. He was like over there for like 3 years and 4 fights. And look, you came back. We got you to the IBF title. Brody, Jose, I never thought Josh Kelly was going to win the title in his whole career, bro. I never thought that. I was convinced, this dude just looked like Tom Cruise, bro. That's it. That's all he got going for him. He don't hit hard, and he looked like Tom Cruise, and that's it. So Matchroom did do a good job of that. It was a risk, in other words. Did Matchroom have to pick up that fight and do it? No, we don't fucking promote Josh Kelly, and we don't promote this inbred Russian. The fuck we gonna do it? It was a calculated risk, but it paid off.
No, yeah, and the thing also, like, outside of a whole bunch of haters, I put my money on Josh Kelly in that fight. Go ahead.
Oh, this motherfucker just want to beat off, and he want to beat off, and he want us to watch. Yeah, because Josh Kelly.
Let me just interject as well. Why the Josh Kelly and Boots Ennis fight would do very, very well in the UK. Now,
Definitely.
Josh Kelly is from Sunderland, right? Okay, Premiership team Sunderland AFC. They've got a stadium, 41,000 capacity. Right, that bitch sells out. I'll tell you that.
No,
now.
he's going. Nigel, I think that's the fight. Not only do I think that's the fight, I said it already, but for those who missed it, I believe that's the fight. I believe it's going to happen in either May or the summer months, later in the summer. It's going to be a pay-per-view, so get ready for that. It is going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be part of the Ultimate tier. People don't have time to be wasting on Virgil and worrying about They're just tired, bro. We've been talking about that shit for months, all right? It's not going to happen yet. And I've been saying it throughout. I never thought that Boots and Virgil are going to fight at 54. If they fight, it will be at 60. The fight is Josh Kelly. Why? Kelly ain't going to Puerto Rico, bro. He's not doing that. And Xander, yeah, he'll come to London, but for the bread, y'all not gonna kick it out. Not for somebody else's boy. Nah, y'all not gonna kick it out. So Xander is not happening. Connor, that's not happening. He went to Zuffa. He went to the Zuffa bag. Because remember, Josh Kelly wanted to fight him, which I understood. Like, well, yeah, if you could get Connor, that'd be a big fucking fight. That's not happening now. It's not going to happen.
And don't be
Tú sabes que
Don't be
Jules, this is a
surprised.
great,
Oh,
this is a great
Wait, go ahead,
opportunity
Jose,
for
then Jay. Jose, then Jay, go.
this is a great opportunity for Virgil since he's not gonna be fighting for a while. He should be learning Spanish. He's Jonas with bitch ass. You
Ese
know.
tipo no habla, ese tipo no va a aprender nada, bro. He's gonna learn new Metallica songs. Shout out to George.
New
Fantasy
Metallica
fight.
songs.
Corey Saunders. Bro, stop trying to confuse me, George. Go ahead, Jay.
What I was gonna say is the Boots versus Kelly fight. Don't be surprised. I'm not. Boots
I
will
know
win
what you're
that
gonna
fight,
say.
but don't be
I know what you're
surprised
gonna
that
say.
he looks bad in that fight. He's gonna struggle with Kelly.
I
You
agree.
would think, oh yeah, he's gonna knock Kelly out. Nah, he's gonna struggle with Kelly. I'm telling you.
I agree. I see, like, I see it. I see. Look, I'm not a Kelly guy, and I hate motherfuckers that fight like Josh Kelly. Everybody know that. Like, yeah, I hate that shit. But he was able to manage the distance and out jab a guy who's taller and longer than him in Bakram. That takes skill, dog. Like, yeah, he was timing him, bing. He was interrupting him. He didn't. Whenever Bakram trying to come forward and do something, bing, interrupt him, get out the way. Yo, he could do that to Boots, though. Yeah.
And also,
don't
his
like-
very
Boots
don't
quick
like-
left hook.
And everybody knows that Boots, you know, X's and O's, they're very lacking, you know.
He
Yo, la
struggles
vaina- yo, pero-
with
Look, man, I don't want to be fucked up, right? Because there's all this expectation. I'm old. I don't like playing around, right? I like 4 sugars in my coffee, bro. And Boots never did shit that was impressive. He never did shit that was. I'm saying it. What the fuck did he do, bro?
Knocking
Stanionis?
out 30 midgets.
Ese tipo tiene 35 peleas, manín. Like 35.
All of them are
fights, bro.
welterweight, bro. Most of them.
no, look. I can't blame just Boots for that, man.
No.
They didn't want to fight.
No,
him
no,
over
no,
here.
no, no. Listen.
He had to fight who he had
I
to
see
fight.
what he could be. I see what he could be. The shit is for a guy to be in that division. And I'm just saying, you wasn't just in that division. You was on Showtime.
Yeah.
You was on Showtime. So you right there with Danny and Sean and Arrow and all the guys that they fought. And dog, like for real, in 30 fights, the only dude, and ain't nobody standing on a roof, sitting in a patio chair, because Stanionis, if you don't get the fuck out of here, bro. 35 fights, that's all you get, bro.
I'm gonna say it, man. All right, okay. With the way Boots is moving and the level of competition he's faced, is damn near Deontay well with the territory. I've said it for a while.
Yo,
Yep.
Drew. It's like you get a text from your girl. I'm gonna cook for you tonight, baby. Right?
Mhm.
Drew, he's in the car, man. Get the condoms, put the condoms in his pocket, right?
Oh, no
He got
condoms.
KY.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck condoms. What am I talking about, right? He got a cock ring. He got a cock ring. He put the cock ring in his pocket. He got the honey pack. Like, yeah, we fucking tonight, right? You get upstairs and you look at the dinner and you know what it is? Hot dogs on Wonder Bread. That's Boots' resume. Hot dogs on Wonder Bread.
I had a question for
Oh,
you, Jules. I had a question. What is it
You
communicate?
sit
What does
down
it
and be like,
communicate?
yo, what the fuck is this?
What does it communicate now that we're 4 Zuffa shows in? We're 4 Zuffa shows in. Paramount must be happy when Dana said we might do 40 shows now this year.
I mean, what
They're not
Dana's doing, listen, away from the prying eyes of the public, right? Because this is really paperwork stuff and infrastructure stuff. The cards that he's putting on are cost-effective cards that meet the requirement that Paramount wants from him. You see what I mean? No, you're not doing bigger shows than Eddie. You're not. You're not. Your shows don't outsell him. But what you are doing is delivering to your broadcaster what you asked, what they want. They want boxing. And they don't want boxing that's going to cost a lot of money. And the boxing you do, it doesn't cost yes, if you're doing cards where Charles Martin is headlining with Hefe Ajagba, you probably can't afford to do 40 shows a year, bro.
Yeah, no.
If those are the guys in the main event. Yeah,
but with us being 3 months in already, and they only have 4 shows. You really think they could do 40 more this year? I don't
No, you
think
know,
so.
some of it is hyperbole. Some of it is hyperbole. But what it does communicate that I know what Drew's touching on, that Paramount must be satisfied with the content offering because now what he's talking about is doing more shows. Remember, they said 12. That's what
I
they
think they're going to
said.
do more than
Yeah.
12 now. I could see them doing
Yeah,
20.
and
Yeah,
that's what
20.
I'm saying, Drew. That initially they said one show per month. At the rate they're doing shows, by the end of the year, I would not be surprised if they do 20, 25 shows, which is good. Like, bro, that's good. That's not a bad thing, by the way. That shows that Paramount likes the way the numbers is looking. They like the way the money is looking, right? For what it costs. Oh, let's do some more. Let's do some more. And that's what you want. You know, like that's literally what
And
you
that's
want.
not counting the Netflix shows that we're going to get from them.
Yeah, because that's separate shit. That's separate, and you know Turkey pays for that shit. So that's separate shit. That remember, the 15 mil ain't from Zuffa. It's from Turkey. That they giving content. Yeah, that's Turkey paying that bullshit. That don't got nothing to do with Charles Martin. You know Charles Martin probably gonna have 3 fights this year, bro.
Yo, he want that money.
I'm just saying, like when you got Charles, but the other side of that coin, Drew. Yes, that's good. And yes, you probably are gonna do more shows.
I mean, that's more money for you too.
And
Wait,
that's
wait,
why
wait,
you.
wait.
Why do you think I'm happy, bro?
Wait. So
I
Drew,
made a listen. When the because you guys on YouTube, you don't know. I'm pretty sure that was an extra 100 on a Sunday that I don't normally make. No, on a Sunday, yeah, maybe I make 70, something like that. That was an extra 100 for the Jai Opataya fight that I don't normally make because, well, there are not normally boxing matches on a Sunday. So, yes, I'm all for it. Like, yeah, that's an extra 100. I'll take it. Ooh, take it.
es una compra.
Yeah, no es verdad. Esos son
I
unos tenis, una
wish, I
vida.
wish
Yo,
Zuffa
who's
would
going through the
sign-
woods right now?
Exactly.
He's looking
'cause
for his cock ring so he can
that's-
lend it to Drew.
I wish Zuffa would
That-
sign
that's
Danny
me.
Garcia because I want to see Danny Garcia get knocked out one more time.
Danny Garcia
No.
just entered the top 15 of the IBF, by the way.
Huh?
He just entered the top 15 of the IBF. He
Yo,
just
yo te voy a
popped
decir una
up.
vaina, yo. The IBF, man, I think they just like doing lines of coke and, taking shots of tequila like at 3 in the morning. Like, what the fuck is the whole thing?
Dudes,
The
them dudes is
IBF
over there
stands for I be fucking around.
Yo, they playing Uno and spades over there, bro. They ain't doing no real work over there. What did Danny do to be in the top 15? Somebody explain it to me. What did he do, bro? I don't
Yo,
fucking, but I
No
know
idea.
he just
man.
entered.
Good.
Te voy a decir
Hey.
una vaina, Jules. What Turkey is doing is fucking diabolical because he took Dana, right? And he created a civil war, giving this guy all this money for Regis.
No, pero espera, pero tú sabes lo que él está haciendo. He's stirring the pot, bro. Él vio, Turkey vio de verdad, jodedor. Pero in stirring the pot, boxing is on fire. It's on fire. Yo, dog, it's fucking boxing on Netflix. It's boxing on Paramount. It's boxing all over the place. Top Rank no se murió. Ellos no se murieron. They're coming back. MVPs on ESPN. Yo, I got dick is hard, bro. Boxing, motherfucker.
No, but
Dick is
no, but what
hard.
I'm saying,
Jules.
no, but what I'm
Hey,
saying
Jules.
is, the thing. What I'm saying is that it's not from boxing. It's from the UFC that is talking hella fucking shit in podcasts.
No,
all
sí,
over
sí,
the
sí,
place,
pero,
you know?
sí, pero ellos se pueden ponerse de llorón. They
A mí
can
no me
cry.
importa. I like
I mean,
it.
no me importa. Yeah, I like it. What Turkey did though, he unleashed a beast.
Diablo.
You see what I mean? El diablo. Like, and yet because
Cuero
the
con
direction.
rojo.
Y mira, con la carteleta que él estaba haciendo, even with everything he was doing, it was getting boring. It was. You were running out of super fights to make. It was just getting boring. Ahora este pleito con Eddie y Dana, bro, that's the only thing anybody's talking about. De verdad, más que la pelean. Fucking Dana White versus Eddie Hearn, bro. Matchroom versus Zuffa. Esa es la conversación. Y con eso,
those
yeah,
backstories.
I'm making money, so I ain't mad at it at all.
¿Sabes lo que
I'm
pasa,
not
Joe?
mad at it.
And
hey,
you know what else
Jules.
I like? We're gonna get the
This is,
MVP
this is
UBO,
Turkey.
right,
This is
Jules?
Turkey.
Hey,
Fight.
Jules.
Maybe
Fight.
Drew, maybe
Fight.
Drew, because like I've been telling people, forming a UBO is not as simple as as just, oh, we're going to call ourselves that now. Like, no, you do have to meet certain requisites and provide certain services to the stable of fighters that you house if you do want to create a league. Yeah, you have to provide certain shit, and it's expensive. You know, anti-doping testing is expensive. To have all these operational costs baked in, okay, it ain't cheap, bro. The only reason Zuffa could do it is, well, look at who's behind them. UFC, WWE, Turkey Al Sheikh, fucking Paramount. Like, yeah, y'all could afford to do that shit. Everybody ain't got that kind of money though, Drew. Shout out to motherfucking
would you-
George. There are two
go
of them, Corey Saunders, who fought Michael Grant, and Andrew Galata, and Corey Saunders, who fought both the Klitschko brothers. Word? I didn't know it was two Corey Saunders.
Yeah, he's right.
All right, Jules,
So-
I'm about to clock back in, bro. Clock back
Yeah,
into
I'm
work,
about,
man.
yeah,
I was on my
I'm
work
about
right
to shut it down too, because it's time for my old man nap. We gonna settle up in the late night boxing talks later today. I see y'all on the next one.
All right, fellas.